Greetings and salutations, internet friends, and welcome back to another episode of the First Time Film Club. My name is Emily, your titular first-timer. This is Matthew, my husband, Cinema Sherpa, and viewer-submitted title, The Silver Screen Scout. Oh. Like you're scouting out the movies that we're doing. That's what I figured, anyways.
It works. I like it.
That one was submitted by Had One Too Many, so I like that. I like that name. You too can submit your title by dropping them in the comments below. For those of you who are just joining us, welcome to the channel. Hi, how are you? What we're doing here is watching our way through a very long list of movies that typically I have not seen, but that Matthew has, i.e. Cinema Sherpa. That being said, my dear, what are we watching today?
Today we are watching our Patreon poll winner. I'm going to do this a little bit different.
Oh, okay.
Normally I would give you the title, genre, and year. I'm not going to give you the genre on this one.
Okay.
This is the 1967 film, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? Mm-hmm. And as per usual, or what would normally be as per usual, I only give you the title, genre, and year. You go into the movie knowing what you already know. You let everybody know what you know, then we watch it and review it. So, what do you know about Guess Who's Coming to Dinner?
I do know, first and foremost, that this is a Sidney Poitier film, R.I.P. I know that there was like a remake with Ashton Kutcher not long ago. I say not long ago. It was probably like 15 years because that's how time works when you're in your 30s.
I think it was like early 2000s.
Okay, so see.
It was Ashton Kutcher and Bernie Mac.
I'm like, a couple years ago. But I know the general premise is, well, okay, Pippin. Oh, you shocked me. And then we've had a shocking situation. Well, here, hop down, buddy.
It is wintertime. I
Yeah.
hate it because it gets all staticky.
Yeah. So I'm assuming, since you didn't give me the genre, this is some kind of like sort of pseudo romantic comedy drama, somewhere mixed in between. So, but I don't really know who else is in it. That's what I know.
That's all right. Fair enough.
I thought it was pretty good, considering some of my previous knowledge on other films.
Yeah. One last thing for first-time viewers, you will probably see me with my phone in my hand during the movie, and that's because I'm taking notes on things I want to talk about afterwards. Also, if I seem a little out of it, or if I don't seem like myself, that's because I've been feeling a little sick the past couple of days, so taking some cold and flu medicine. So that's just working its way through, and that's what that is.
Just be prepared. Well, I'm ready if you're ready, love.
I am ready.
All right, here we go.
Let's watch.
Oh, Katharine Hepburn. Okay.
This makes me want to travel. I'm weird. Actually, I like the airport.
I mean, it's fun to watch people,
You should have called and told them we were coming. You may be in for the biggest shock of your young life.
After 23 years living in the same house with them, don't you think I know my own mother and father?
I love this whole look, like of the,
like the time
late
period?
60s kind of whole cinematic aesthetic,
Dr. Prentice, I'm so pleased to meet you.
Mrs. St. George, pleasure to see you.
Do you live in San Francisco, Doctor, or are you just visiting
Just
here?
passing through.
She had a fierce cat eye going on.
Tilly, this is Dr. Prentice. John, Miss Matilda Binks.
Pleased to meet you, Miss Banks. I've certainly heard a great deal about you. Hey, who's that?
Okay.
That's Dorothy. Isn't she a knockout? She helps Tilly during the week.
Which days?
Never mind.
I don't care to see a member of my own race getting above himself.
You're the last person I'd have expected to take such a silly attitude. How could it possibly be all right for me to love you and wrong for me to love him? It's Mom! Joey?
She's some kind of something.
Wrong, is there? No, nothing's wrong at all. Everything's fine.
I rang the gallery right after lunch to tell Hillary that Caslett had agreed to ask me him.
Yeah.
They got a lot of energy.
She said you were
The acting.
Acting!
Oh, Mom, I'm so happy. I've never been so happy in all my life. I'm just
Bursting. Yeah, I can see that.
Yes, I can see. We can all see.
Do I know him?
No, that's just it. I only met him myself 10 days ago. And you wouldn't believe what's happened in just 10 days.
Well, fact is, Dad, I met this girl. I'm at her house now.
He says he's at her house now, at the girl's house. Well, that's different, son.
He's sweating. So nervous.
This is quite a surprise.
Yes, she's surprising in a lot of ways, Dad.
John, Wade.
Joanna Prentice I'll be. But, Mom.
Mrs. Drayton, I'm medically qualified, so I hope you wouldn't think it presumptuous if I say you ought to sit down before you fall down.
He's gonna faint because he's a Negro. What I intend to do is fly to Geneva next week so that we can be married.
Want to get your
And
bed?
that's the whole situation.
Oh.
Except that he thinks that the fact he's a Negro and I'm not creates a serious problem.
Does he?
Does he?
Mr. Mac?
Hi, Tilly, how are you?
All hell's done broke loose.
Silly.
Dr. Prentice and I met in Hawaii and we flew back in the same plane this morning.
Oh, well. Sit down. Something was really...
Burying the lead here.
But I mustn't keep the Monsignor. Well, no, I'm going to be later, so this... Will I be seeing you later, Doctor?
You certainly will.
You certainly will.
Dr. Prentice will be here for dinner, Matt.
Oh, fine. Then you can tell me all about
And
the
there's a
African...
great deal to tell, too, isn't there, Mom?
Well, fine. See you all later.
All right. Well, this is weird. I'm leaving.
You're a mountain lion.
Heard a mountain lion. Oh, you putting it together? You figuring it out? There it is. He's a smart boy.
I fell in love with your daughter. And as incredible as it may seem, she fell in love with me. And we flew back to San Francisco to see if you or Mrs. Drayton would have any objections if we got married.
It's just... that face.
Are you telling me that you want an answer today about how your mother and I feel?
We want you and Mom to state absolutely clearly that you have no objections whatever. And that when we do get married, we'll have your blessing.
John's just like, you sweet summer child. You have no idea.
Does he like me?
I don't know either. When he puts on his American Eagle face, nobody can tell what he's thinking.
There's something you both ought to know. I made a decision Joanna doesn't know about, and I don't see any reason why she should. Unless you two approve, and without any reservations at all, there won't be any marriage. If by marrying me, she damaged her relationship with either of you, the pain of it would be too much for her. It seems to me, without your approval, we will make no sense at all.
He's right about Joey, too. You know that, don't you?
Yes.
Thank God.
Yes.
She's 23 years old, and the way she is just exactly the way we brought her up to be.
Hello.
We told her it was wrong to believe that the white people were somehow essentially superior to the black people. People who thought that way were wrong to think that way. That's what we said. And when we said it, we did not add, but don't ever fall in love with a colored man.
Aren't they exactly the way I said they were?
I must admit they are very special people.
Shall I tell you something?
You're gonna anyways.
I have to be happy for her, Matt. And I am. I feel happy for her and proud of the fact that we helped to make her. And whatever happens now, I feel glad that Joey's Joey.
God, she is the queen of like teary eyes. You know.
Yeah, she may be good at this whole acting thing.
Yeah.
Want to give me a lift to Market Street? Save me a cab.
No, dog.
He kind of looks like Matt Damon.
And he just stood there, looking at me and sort of...
You're burning your shirt.
Oh, yes.
Oh yes.
And
You're
it's just crazy, and I admit it.
you're killing me with the iron.
Let me do this.
Yeah.
Do you mean have we been to bed together?
Oh,
I don't mind you asking me that. We haven't. He wouldn't.
he wouldn't.
I
Just
tried.
wouldn't.
You're burning my shirt.
She feels that every single one of our children will be president of the United States, and they'll all have colorful administrations.
But how do you feel about that problem?
Frankly, I think your daughter is a bit optimistic. I'd settle for Secretary of State.
Oh, bless. He's trying.
What would you say to us flying up there to spend the evening?
This evening?
Oh,
John's father and mother are coming to dinner.
are they now?
Oh, guess who's coming to dinner?
Ah, he said his name. It did said his name.
Title drop.
Oh, don't look at those. Those are my baby pictures. That was at Closter's the year before last.
Tilly gonna have a come apart.
Excuse me a second, I forgot to tell Tilly something.
You know, that we're having 2 more guests.
I suppose this was all very sudden, was it not?
Yes, it was.
I suppose you two have had time to consider what you're doing.
No, we've not.
Well, they look.
I love it.
Did you, Yes, I've just seen them. I've known a good many cases of marriages between races in my time. They usually work out quite well. Maybe because it requires some special quality of effort, more consideration and compassion than most marriages seem to generate.
Who is this little man? I love him.
Mom! Hillary's here. She wants to see you.
Joey tells me that congratulations are in order and that you didn't even know.
Oh, don't love her.
I'll walk out to your car with you. Come along, Hillary.
Oh, Hillary, you're terrible.
I simply couldn't believe it. I mean, it's so unlike Joey to do anything so appallingly stupid.
Yes, come along, Hillary.
Yes, come along, Hillary.
Now, I have some instructions for you. Go into the office and make out a check for the sum of $5,000. Remove absolutely everything that might subsequently remind me that you had ever been there. Then take the check and get permanently lost. We're not really the sort of people that you can afford to be associated with. Oh. Don't speak, Hillary. Just go.
Oh my God. Oh, swoon. Oh, you fabulous bitch.
You know what Hillary was doing? She was being an absolute bitch. I almost wish you'd fire her. I really do.
Joey, how can you be so hard? She has a really quite ruthless streak, John. You ought to be warned about it. She gets it from her father.
Oh, does she though? I don't think so. Oh, I love it.
Cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded.
I am, as it happens, free for dinner.
Oh, please come. 7:30.
Poor Tilly.
Mom did it. Do you think it looks like him?
I hope you don't mind, but I've just wangled an invitation to dinner.
I'd better tell Tilly. If you listen, you'll hear her going through the roof.
Yes.
Could we get out of here for a few minutes? Can't we take a ride? Isn't that the place where we got the good ice cream? Oh, well, when I had ice cream before, I had a special kind of flavor that I liked very much.
Fresh Oregon boysenberry sherbet.
That's it.
It's not it.
This is not the stuff. I never had this stuff before in my life. You know, it's not bad.
That'll be us one day.
Woo.
I got something to say to you, boy.
Oh.
Just exactly what you're trying to...
Oh, the camera.
The camera.
That's...
And you listen here. I brought up that child from a baby in her cradle, and ain't nobody gonna harm her none while I'm here. What? You bring any trouble in here, and you just like to find out what black power really means. And furthermore to that, you ain't even all that good looking.
Tilly!
Why are you waiting until next week? Why aren't you flying over with John? John, why am I not flying over with you?
Oh, Lord. Oh,
Why
Lord.
am I not flying over with you? And it seems crazy for both of you to be going all that way alone when you could go together. Why don't you both leave tonight?
You shut
comforts.
up. My eye is just leaking over here. So is hers. Lord of mercy.
Yes, Mom. But there
got
wasn't
the
any reason
handkerchief.
not to go tonight.
I guess I should have called you back again because there is this one thing I should have... I didn't mean to write to you about.
Is it hot in here?
I'm afraid it's going to be kind of a shock.
The face just...
Where his face just dropped.
I can explain. I can imagine what's going on in your mind. But we can explain.
I love the cadence and goes from like laughing, stuttering to trying to have control.
There's something else. I'm surprised it hasn't occurred to you. The most obvious mistake you're making is in underestimating your own daughter. She'll fight you. Until today, I would never have believed that I could say such a thing. But when she fights you, I'm going to be on her side.
Well, I never would have believed I'd hear you say a thing like that.
Oh, no!
Can I get you another drink?
I was wondering why the camera kept panning.
Matt has decided that he can't approve.
That's not true.
No, I don't think you're butting into something that doesn't concern you.
Oh,
Damn blast.
I understand how you feel. But they don't have the right to come in here and expect me to be happy about something that any normal... Oh, for God's sake. Matt. Christina.
like you with socks.
And the appreciation of...
I'm trying to remember where I've seen you so angry. Oh, yes. When you took 9 shots on the 7th green.
Would you mind getting the hell out of here?
Why you gotta bring that shit up?
Did you have a pleasant flight?
Very pleasant, thank you.
Only took 40 minutes.
May I present Monsignor Ryan, Mr. and Mrs. Prentice?
How do you do, ma'am?
How do you do, Monsignor Ryan?
Glad to meet you, sir.
Everybody's glad to meet everybody. Oh, y'all all so close.
Did you have a nice flight from Los Angeles?
Oh, yes. Very nice.
I mean,
Only
40 minutes.
If you're going to talk about flying, you could talk about flying to Geneva. Because John and I are hoping to
honey,
persuade
read
all
the
four to
room.
fly over for the wedding.
She just rips Band-Aids off, huh?
just let her go.
Mrs. Drayton, are you about to tell me that you'd be willing to approve the marriage, but that your husband won't?
Yes, that's it.
My husband won't either.
John, your mother would like to speak to you.
Oh, Lord. Everybody's speaking to everybody.
Mama, these last few days with her, it's like I'm alive again.
I'm not gonna cry.
She says as she's crying.
If the tear doesn't fall, it doesn't count.
I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life.
So just shut up and let me...
You don't say that to me. I worked my ass off to get the money to buy you all the chances you had. Yeah, and what I mean to
No,
say is
you
that...
said what you had to say. You say you don't want to tell me how to live my life and what I owe to you for what you've done for me. I owe you nothing. You did what you were supposed to do because you brought me into this world. And from that day, you owed me. I will owe my son if I ever have another. You and your whole lousy generation believes the way it was for you is the way it's got to be. Not until your whole generation has lain down and died will the dead weight of you be off our backs. You understand? You've got to get off my back.
Damn. Oh, shit.
I'm your son. I love you. But you think of yourself as a colored man. I think of myself as a man.
This song's gonna be stuck in my head for weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be a son of a bitch.
Also, he looks like the guy from Up.
Oh, don't put that in my head.
I mean that in the best way. I love that little dude.
Mr. and Mrs. Prentice, this is Miss Matilda Biggs, who's been a member of this family for 22 years, and who today has been making a great deal of trouble. Sit down, Tilly.
Bitch, I made dinner. That's what I made.
Miss Biggs said to me, well, all hell done broke loose now. When you walked in and said that unless we approved of the marriage, there would be no marriage.
You didn't. What a funny thing to do.
Joey, this may be the last chance I'll ever have to tell you to do anything. So I'm telling you, shut up. And Mrs. Prentice says, I'm a burnt-out old shell of a man who cannot even remember what it's like to love a woman the way her son loves my daughter. But I know exactly how he feels about her, and there is nothing that your son feels for my daughter that I didn't feel for Christina. The memories are still there, clear, intact, indestructible. The only thing that matters is what they feel for each other. And if it's half of what we felt, that's everything. As for you two and the problems you're going to have, they seem almost unimaginable. But you'll have no problem with me. There'll be 100 million people right here in this country who will be shocked and offended and appalled at the two of you. You'll just have to cling tight to each other and say, screw all those people. Anybody could make a cake. Well, Tilly, when the hell are we going to get some dinner?
Tilly's over here like, I bet that
I told you it's ready already, all right?
That's the glory of love.
Okay. So that was Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Overall thoughts?
That was great. I very, very much like this movie. If this is considered like romantic comedy, this is the kind of romantic comedy I'm into.
That's kind of why I didn't give you. Well, I didn't want to give you the genre of like a comedy drama, and like I wanted you to go in as blind as possible to this, because I didn't want to give you any kind of preconceived notions of what it may be, because a dramedy or comedy drama, but it's so much more than that.
Yes, I very much agree with that statement. Man, this cast was so I want to say that Joanna, Joey, whoever that was, hers was like the least stellar job, but the person she was playing was very kind of naive and very like rose-tinted glasses.
Head in the clouds.
Yeah, so I mean, she did perfect. She did so well.
This was her debut role.
Oh, really? Okay. God, so yeah, this just very, very, very well done. Again, I loved kind of like, I think I said it, the sort of cinematography of this time period. I really loved a lot of the camera work that they did, especially the one instance that I was like, was the Tilly John, the kind of tilt.
Oh yeah,
that was awesome.
Until he got real with him.
Until he got up in there. There at the end. Now, granted, Matt, his little speech was beautiful and that was lovely. But John, Sydney,
to his dad,
man,
about
that
the
was
dead weight of previous generation.
Yeah,
you got to get off my back.
Yeah, it's kind of insane how that is still so relevant, but this was just fantastic. This was just a great movie. I loved the little bit of in the time, like as it happened, I was kind of like, why are we having this scene? But then it was perfect. The boysenberry, like going for ice cream, kind of getting out of the house, breaking the back and forth, let's talk to this person on the terrace, let's talk to this person.
A change of scenery.
A little change of scenery, and it was just good to kind of establish their sort of relationship, but that was just so funny. The boysenberry, yeah, that's it.
That's the one. Said no stuff.
The stuff.
I remember very clearly whenever I first saw this movie. Well, I say very clearly. I remember, like, I was young, probably like 10 or 12, maybe, somewhere in there, flipping the channels at night, trying to find something to watch. And this is probably on like AMC or Turner Classic Movies, one of those channels. And I came across this movie, and it was like right around the part, which is one of my favorite parts, where Joanna's mom tells the woman from the museum,
Miss St. George,
to get permanently lost.
Yeah,
it's like, go write this check, take it, and then take anything that reminds me of you and get the out of my office.
I was like so on board, because for just a hot second I was like, is she gonna get a check of like, leave money, try and like ask John just to leave? And then she flipped it and I was like, yes girl, yes.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That was beautiful. Katharine Hepburn don't play, man. She does crazy real well. Like well, not crazy.
Not even crazy.
The love when they first introduced her to John, and her kind of just like eyes. I just love it. I should watch more of her stuff.
Yeah, that's why it stuck out to me, because you probably wouldn't imagine a 10 to 12-year-old little kid sitting there watching a movie from the 60s.
But
that's what I did. I got, as soon as, I guess it was Catherine.
Yeah.
Just sucked me in. Because I did. I stopped flipping channels and I watched the rest of the movie.
I mean, it's a powerful scene, man. I loved it. Jeez, man. Well, what about notes?
there's some sad notes.
Okay.
So, Matt, Joanne's dad, played by Spencer Tracy. This was his last film.
Mm-hmm.
He passed away 17 days after the movie finished.
Oh my gosh.
Filming. That's why I know a lot of the scenes, especially there at the end, whenever he's given his speech, you know, how he came to his conclusion. And there's like a shot in particular where Katharine Hepburn's sitting behind him. She's kind of out of focus, but you can see.
Yeah,
It's because there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, but they had been friends for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So that was her like really crying because he was very ill. Like basically, I believe it was her. Like she would drive him to set, and they would film as much as they could while he felt good, and then leave. And so it was, I think her and I think Sydney also. A couple of the cast, like basically they had to like put up their own salary because the studio was afraid the movie wouldn't be finished because he was very ill.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't want to take a risk, but the cast members put up their salaries to get it made.
I mean that is beautiful and sad and damn.
And like there was that scene where they're in her father's study. And she has a little bronze bust. She's like, my mom had this made of him. Does it look like him? That's true. Katharine Hepburn actually did have that really made for him.
Oh my gosh.
Katharine Hepburn has never seen this movie. Like never finished it. It's too she couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
And that little bust. Sorry, I'm jumping around. But there was a estate sale after she passed that was auctioned off. It was the highest bid for it. Like they had appraised it beforehand for like I think just a couple $1,000 or something, but it ended up selling for over $300,000.
Oh my gosh! I mean, because of who made it, why?
Who made it, the story behind it, the movie it's associated with. This movie has made the AFI's top 100 list twice. It's made for once. In one category of being a top 100 greatest American films, and the other is being one of the top 100 greatest romantic movies, greatest love stories.
Yeah, I so kind of to that, I will say, I love that like you don't even necessarily see that much of like their relationship so much. I mean, it's just them kind of like, it's not some great sweeping love story, and there's not like, you know, these crazy like grandiose things. Like this is real, like, and that's why I think I really appreciated it. It's not over the top.
Well, also they'd only known each other for 10 days.
Exactly. So that's the thing. Like, I totally get, apart from the race difference, the 10 days is enough to cause, you know, parents to be like, what now? Like, so.
That would be the only thing that caught me.
Yeah. I'm like, do you know this
10
human?
days?
Do you even know his middle name? No, but that's very cool about the bus and about like how they all kind of made it work. I'm sorry, did you have any other notes?
No, not really. None I can think of off the top of my head. Did you have any favorite scenes? I know you talked about the speech.
The speech, her firing old girl.
Yeah.
It's so subtle, which is why I loved it. At the airport when they were meeting his parents, like his kind of like change in demeanor, where he went from like,
it looked like he would look like he was starting to go into a nervous breakdown, and then he pulled himself back out of it.
Like, you're fine. This is fine. Pull it together.
You'd be talking all straight, and no, don't lose it.
Yeah, but it was not like over the. Again, it's just kind of like subtle acting, not caricatured. So I just really I loved that. It was so precious. Just Sydney in general was, I mean, this was just fantastic. I love his little handkerchief. Like, it's just good stuff. This is wonderful. I love this. Did you have any favorite moments in particular?
Definitely the firing. Mm-hmm. I love that line.
Yeah. Permanently lost.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And yeah, John's speech to his dad. Yeah, Matt's speech at the end.
Yeah, it all boils down to what the couple wants.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, he's struggling so bad.
I am. But I wanted to watch this movie and do it. No, it makes sense, and I believe it that, if it makes you happy, then it really doesn't have to make sense.
Yeah.
To anybody else. Two people who love each other and want to be married, then they should do it.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Nobody else matters. Sorry.
No, nothing to be sorry about. That's the truth. I love you, and I don't care who knows it. Well, I know you are struggling, so is there anything else?
A little bit of cold medicine.
Just a little bit of cold medicine.
No, I think that's all of it.
Okay. Well, let's rate it.
Yeah, you go ahead.
I'm gonna say because this is technically like falls under romantic comedy, just because of that premise alone and how much I enjoyed it, it's elevated there in and of itself. Love the cast. I love the story, like just the whole concept and how it was told. This was really, really great movie. This one's a 9 for me. Like, it's just good all the way around. It's a 9. What about you?
Agree. It's a 9.
9. 9's all around. If Pippin were here, he would say 9 too. Maybe even 10, because he's Pippin and he loves everything. So I think that's about it. If you don't mind, guys, please make sure to like the video. Make sure to leave a comment. Let us know what are some of your favorite scenes. What would you rate it? Are there any other Katharine Hepburn, Sidney Poitier movies? What should we watch kind of following this?
Oh, there's quite a few others.
Yeah, well, I'm quite certain. Specifically, like, it would be a good follow-up to this. I always love to see that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you aren't already, please make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on all of the Summerlin-based shenanigans. And if you have nothing else, my love,
don't.
And we will call it there. You guys take care, and we'll see you next time with another first time.